Hey everyone, you're watching Up and Adam, and today we have a special treat for you. Today we have the ladies from Fox Soul's Cocktails with Queens, Vivica Fox, Claudia Jordan, LisaRaye, and we're missing just one, Selena. She is missed, but that just gives us a reason to have this conversation again. We get into so much, such a great conversation, and I really felt like I was at the table with the ladies, but I'm going to let you be the judge of that. Before we jump in, if you haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And with that, let's get into it with the queens.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
We have the queens on Up and Adam today, and I am so excited. Ladies, how are you?
Fantastic.
Hey there, Adam. Hey.
I am so excited to see you, Vivica. You made it. Claudia, also, you ladies have a show. And LisaRaye, I was just fangirling over you. I mean, I fangirl over all of you ladies, by the way. Vivica, I've been watching you. I mean, everyone watches you, right? LisaRaye, I was talking to you before we even came onto the Zoom. And then Claudia, I loved you on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I don't even know why the hell you're not still on it. So I'm so confused.
Well, they asked.
They did ask?
They did ask. They asked me to come back as a friend of the show. I said, does a friend of the show get housewife money? And they said, no. I said,
oh.
But I said, I would go back when, y'all get the money back up. So it was all good. It was on a good note. It's on a good note.
That's a fair answer. And now we have Cocktails with Queens. And I feel like at this point, you ladies have your own show. Why join another show? And you're on your 4th season, which is absolutely incredible.
It is amazing. We're so blessed that Claudia, with her fabulous self, that she first started off, it was supposed to be an interview just with me. And then the next day they was like, do you mind if LisaRaye joins the show? I was sure, that's my girl. Then it was like, well, how about we gonna try a little something, and we're gonna add Selena Johnson to it too, who we all knew each other. So we did one episode and here we still are on Messy Mondays 4 years later.
And
I loved it.
In the midst of the pandemic, it was a pandemic job because Vivica got me on board and she was like, hey, this is something we can do for fun. We can talk about things that's trending, things that's in the news. Most of the people that we're talking about are associates or our friends, and we do it with fun and with love, and keeps us current as well. So it's been good. Like you said, it's been 4 seasons and it has allowed us to keep each other supported and be together. And so here we are, happy hour with the queens.
Lately, I've been getting a lot of messages in my inbox saying, you all have no idea how much y'all helped me get through the pandemic. I was quarantining by myself. It was Cocktails of Queens that got me through the pandemic. And that's really when the show blew up because of that. Like, it was definitely the silver lining of the pandemic because people ran out of stuff to watch. They mosey on over to Fox Soul. And once they got a little taste of the Queens, they was hooked. And here we are, 4 seasons.
I love this. And by the way, that means that I have something in common with the queens because I started my channel during the pandemic as well. And now I have the opportunity to sit down and speak with all of you. So this is a blessing.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, you a queen too. I was going to say, oh, okay.
I could be a queen with the queens. If you will let me in, then I'm here. Okay.
Well, now listen there, Adam, you have now made us a promise that you will come on our show. So on a Monday, we're going to hook you up and see you soon, right?
Absolutely, because I was telling LisaRaye before while we were trying to get everything situated, I'm like, if we're going to talk drama, I'm watching you ladies on Fox Soul and you get into it and you open up the discussion. And I love that. And you do it with such taste, the way that you navigate it. But even Vivica the other day, when you guys were talking about Tamar and Candy, she's like, give me the ratchet. And I'm like, oh, okay. All right.
Can I tell you something? That was surprising behavior from myself because I'm going to tell you, most of the time I try to be like, let's do the right thing. But you know what? Every once in a while, you just got to cut loose. And that Monday, I don't know, maybe I was feeling a little ratchet. I was feeling a little ratchet. And you know what I love about our show too? Sometimes it helps us not to be so serious. We have our other careers that we do, movies, interviewing, hosting events, giving motivational speeches where we, always got to do the right thing. And sometimes, like I said, it's just fun to cut loose and not be so serious.
We be pissing
Absolutely.
people off sometimes too. There's been so many people whose nerves got touched, and then they go to Twitter and they want to go in on us. Yo, you know who was going at me this week? You guys,
Who?
Blueface.
No way, Blueface. He got some nerves going off on you about what?
Because we talked about him on one of the shows, and he just was like, I don't even know who the F she is, and he spelled my whole name out. I'm like, okay. I said, well, why don't you put the @ symbol if you really about that life? Don't do the little sneak. Just at me so we can have this conversation, sir. And people were like, you don't want to get into it with her. Like you're mismatched. You can't even spell Wednesday. So here we are.
Oh Lord. Okay.
I didn't realize, by the way, back when this whole, I know Claudia knows who this is, but Portia Williams, when Portia got with Simon, I actually flew to Atlanta to do the interview. I got a call from Fallon, and I did a sit down with Fallon to tell her side of the story.
That was a big interview.
Thank you.
It was big.
That was the moment that I found out that Ricky Smiley went on, and he's like, who the f is this guy? And I'm like, hi, sorry. She called me to do the interview, but I thought it was a great interview. I didn't realize I didn't necessarily get the full truth, but to be fair, just like what you ladies do, I mean, it's your job to ask the questions, and it's their job to answer it however they do.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you know what we're loving more than anything else is that we've got people volunteering and hitting us up to do our show. You know, we've got, like, tonight, we're going to have the legend Dionne Warwick on the show. How do you say her name, you guys? Latasha? Yeah, she's going to be on the show. And we've just had some really big guests on there. Like last week we had Joe Morton. Oh my God, who is like a legend, who was on Scandal and done tons of movies. And we've had some people that are education. We had an acting coach that was on with him. And then we've had some guests that have come on quite lit, and we've had a really good time with them.
What do you prefer, like your preferred topics? Do you like getting into like the drama of pop culture, or do you like to kind of touch on more serious subject matter, you know, maybe navigating everyday life as either a wife or a single woman or maybe a mother? Like, which topics do you prefer?
I love queendom. I like queendom because that allows us to get into our personal perspective, and us being mature and older now, being an example. I feel that sometimes when we touch on some of the drama or the trending things, it keeps me current, because sometimes I sit back and go, who? What? When? You know what I mean? So I'm being educated, and even off, I'll be talking, texting Vivica like, who is this? What? How do we care? You know what I mean? Why? You know?
Yes. And you know, go ahead, Claudia.
I was just gonna say, I like doing relationship topics because that's something that's universal. And I do hot topics because we kind of have to. That's like the thing that people eat up the most and have the biggest appetite for it. But me personally, it always makes one of us become part of the story. Like, someone want to get mad and go on Twitter and show up to your house. Like, some of these fans are really crazy. And if you talk about some of their faves, they will roll up to your house. There's one particular female rapper whose fans are quite ridiculous that make all kind of death threats. And it's like, we're just doing our job. We're just doing our job. Well, there's a whole bunch of female rappers that are out there right now, but one of them has some out of control fans that like to just roll up, show up, and they take everything too seriously for someone who wouldn't piss on you if you was on fire. But then, you know, they want to show up to the crib and threaten people that are just reporting on the stories. But, you know, like LisaRaye said, talk relevancy, 4 years, almost every month, one or more of us has been on some blog over a comment we made, keeping it all the way 100 on the show. And that's what you can do on, I think the Cocktails with Queens is like the real 2.0, because we really, really, really keep it real. And it's some grown woman convo as well. And we're not afraid to talk about our friends.
To be fair, too, this should be sort of a peek into your friendship, your ladies' relationships together, as if we were sitting there kind of observing you ladies just having an everyday conversation at the table. So
listen, sometimes we don't always agree. And sometimes it's interesting because you can see the banter between either one of us with each other, and it's real, you know what I mean? And then we cut it and go on to the next subject. That's how it is. That's how life needs to be.
Do we ever have the queens not necessary? Do you ever disagree and get to the point where you're like, you know what, this week I'm going to take a step back?
Hell yeah, it got ugly a couple of times.
Well, look, they do it all the time.
LisaRaye.
Like LisaRaye's birthday where we tried to surprise her and we didn't know that her and her baby sister was going through something. And she's like my baby sister who I've known forever. So we've had our little moments as well too. But the beautiful thing is that it makes us deal with one another. Yeah. And as women, it's been a good thing because all of us are strong-willed women that lead very productive lives. And, you know, we kind of go by our own beat. So it makes us deal with each other. What I love more than anything else recently that happened is that as a family, we came together in supporting our girl LisaRaye when she recently went through something. We've been there for Claudia. We've been there through my ups and downs. Like all of us have went through things in the last 4 years on the show that have had us disagree, but in some kind of way, come back stronger and closer.
Right. I will say this, a lot of times people have no idea, like we'll get done doing a show and be all smiles. And then as soon as the camera cuts off, one of us will need to talk and stay on. And we've cried on Zoom, like the producers will leave and we'll sit there and talk about family stuff, relationship stuff. Yeah. Like, we've sat on the phone and on the Zoom, like an after show almost, comforting each other. Like we all done cried to each other after the show.
And we have to be an example for what we talk about. And we have to deal with one another. And it makes you get a different perspective, think about it, reflect, and then come back and say, you know what, you're right, or I'm going to stand on what I stand on, and we agree to disagree, and we keep it moving because you don't have to always disagree and be mad and walk away with that same energy. So we want to be that example of what we talk about and what we want that younger generation to get from us.
Right. And I agree with that too, because this is sort of the silver lining in the pandemic for you too, creating a space where you can open up the conversation. And it's true. It's just real in the sense that you're not always going to agree and you're not always going to like each other, but then you still come back and you've sort of created this bond like a family. And then my favorite part is you're like, okay, now that we're all getting along, now that everybody's good, we're on the Zoom, now we can talk some shit.
Right. There you go, Adam.
I like that.
If they ever got a hold of our chat message, our group chat that we have, we all would be
fired.
Canceled.
Don't say that. Then there will be some like sort of hacker out there who's like, "Ooh, Claudia Jordan, her password's going to be easy. Let me figure it out." So,
and can I tell you more than anything else, Adam? It's like during COVID, every Monday, when everyone was getting a little COVID fluffy, it gave us a reason to dress up and see yourself on camera and go, oh no, honey, it's time to cut back. Wait a minute, hold on.
I had a whole double chin during COVID. I didn't even realize I was eating so many goddamn apple pies and pizzas and.
Girl, okay, the drive-thru was my favorite friend because you know I don't cook. I order fantastically.
I love this. Since you're on Fox Soul and we see you on Zoom, and of course we follow you on social media, how would you react if one day someone came to you, and maybe they already have, and said, we want to create a set? Would that present a challenge if they tried to create a set for you to put all four of you ladies at the same table, or your schedules are just way too busy?
Absolutely not. Are you kidding me? We've been trying to get them to get us in the studio since day one. Well, actually, maybe year two, that we just said, look here, wouldn't this be great when people started going back to work? So we'll see. Stay tuned for more.
Hey, I'm ready for that one. And I feel like that would be great because your energy, I'm reading it through here and just, it's so infectious. And then I'm watching you ladies because I see the whole panel on the side. I know right now it's on me because I'm the one talking, but I see you and you're all smiling and you're like kind of ready to go. And you have your show right after this. And it's like, okay, it's game time. The energy, especially you ladies know better than me. Once it's lights, cameras, action, you're on. It's like something clicks.
It does. Yeah. Because we're all professional. We're not new at this. We've been doing this for a while and we're all respected in our own areas. And we collectively, we got this one here, big mama right here, Viv, to be like, just keep it professional. Just stay professional. And it's like, well, okay,
Have you ever had?
I try to lead by example. Sometimes we go off the rail, you know what I mean? Because don't get Claudia started on somebody that she's been ready to read anyway, because you're going to get it.
Me?
Yes, Claudia.
But Claudia also has that Real Housewives of Atlanta. Listen, I feel like it only took one season. Season 7, you get hazed a little bit, and that's all it takes to get you in there like, oh, you're going to clap at me? I'm going to clap back. Like, she's like, she's on ready.
Her clapback game is strong.
You know what's
Yeah.
funny? Like, it wasn't from Housewives because I work with some professional roasters. I was on Jamie Foxx's show for 4 years. So
Oh, that's
when
right.
when some of them little slow Bammers try to come for me, they wasn't seeing me. Like, I was like, this is not even a challenge. I could do this in my sleep. I could read you like not even halfway paying attention. I dealt with Corey Holcomb and Jamie Foxx and Ricky Smiley and Kevin Hart. Like, we had heavy hitter comedians come in, and being the only girl there most of the time, they would come for you. And if you didn't have something quick to say, you would look stupid. You know what I mean? You get swallowed up by the room. So when I went on a reality show, I was like, what? These little this little elementary ass reads, oh, I'm a hoe? Okay, I haven't heard that before, okay? Like, it was just easy. Like, it was just basic stuff. So yeah.
That's so funny because I'm the opposite. Like, I don't clap back because I didn't even know that you could answer on the Instagram. I was like, where you get that? Who DM'd me? I found all these DMs, like people was trying to reach me. I'm totally opposite. I used to be a fighter. You know what I mean? Now I'm more mature now, and I you know, but before it was almost like, who you talking to, girl? I will come over there. You know.
Okay.
When you were the first. Oh,
Adam,
sorry.
can I say in closing that, you know, the show has helped people to get to know a different side of us, which has really been better. Because, you know, we've all played different characters, been on Housewives and stuff like that. Cocktails with Queens has really gotten to let our audience know us personally, to see us cry, to see how much we love our children, love our families, see that we've got a sense of humor, you know, and it's been refreshing and I've enjoyed the 4 years with the ladies. I really have.
Yeah.
I like that since all of us are pretty much, well, we're definitely all alpha females, that some people could be intimidated by our strong personalities. To piggyback of what you said, Vivica, we definitely get to show a softer side of ourselves that you're not able to show on a movie set, or unless it's written to the role, or you're not able to show on a reality show where you're always on defense and you feel like you got to read someone back. You can actually let your guard down because it's a safe environment, and you can like be open about something that's painful and hopefully help somebody else that's watching too.
I think that's great too, because I grew up with 7 sisters, a strong mom and a strong stepmom who are all alpha females. So I feel like, honestly, I'm ready to have a seat at the table with you ladies, because I feel like this is just like, I know that we're on the time limit. That's why I'm not getting into the pop culture drama, because I'm right now just so invested in getting to know more about you. May I ask you ladies a question? Claudia, you might think this is sort of like a cliche Kardashian or Housewives question, but it's really just to get to know you ladies a little bit better.
Sure.
All right. I'll start at the top since Claudia said sure. I'm curious, throughout this whole process of creating the show and coming together and really just sharing all the laughs, the tears, and everything in between, what would you say your rose of this experience would be and your thorn?
My rose of this experience is I think, although I have a long resume, a lot of people unfortunately knew me mostly from Atlanta Housewives. So I can't help the editing of a show. I can't help how the perception. And I think it's a little unfair to be judged by one thing. With this, I found people that thought they hated me actually realize they don't hate me. They actually understand me now. And that's that's the rose for me, like being able to like show my heart on this show. That was the rose. The thorn is we're in Zoom, and I wish I was in the same room with my girls so we could show the fashions. Because let me tell you something. I only give a damn from the breast up. You should see the tragic trash outfits I have from the waist down. Now, Vivica be all suited and booted all the way from head to toe. I want to get in the studio and I want to have a reason to get dressed from head to toe.
Head to toe. I like that. By the way, to piggyback off of that, I didn't realize until I did my first in-person interview with Fallon. We started off, she had breakfast delivered, and then she was going through glam, and then here came Chick-fil-A, and it's 3 hours later, still going through glam, and then all of a sudden here came like another set, I forgot what it was, another set of food, and it was just like her whole team, and I'm like, they were like, it's 5 hours of glam. I'm like, I didn't realize it takes this long.
My God. No, I've never taken that long to get ready. 5 hours.
No,
jeez, I think that's prosthetics.
Yes.
Never just regular hair makeup. You get a good hour and 30 with me, and we got to go.
Yeah, I don't even want all that makeup. That's too much.
Yeah, it's too much.
All right.
But darling, they're asking us to wrap because we got to go start our show. I'm
yes,
sorry, I
of
didn't mean to cut
course.
you off. Okay.
We won't next time. Okay, so the next time it gives us a reason to come back together. That way we can get the rose and the thorn from LisaRaye and Vivica A. Fox. But ladies.
And Selena.
Yes.
And Selena.
Yes, we have.
And we're missing Selena. So we'll come back again. We can be the 4 of us. Just never send us that StreamYard link.
Never, never again.
Ever.
Now I know, don't
Never,
send the
ever,
queens to
ever.
StreamYard.
Ever
Okay.
again. And just, you know what? We can all say, I can say real quick, I concur with Claudia that it's been great for people to get to know the real us. Thorn, for me, is somebody used me for their presidential campaign that I'd like to never see in life, but that's okay.
I think
Wait, what?
I think for me, the roses is that, you know, we get an opportunity to have another outlet, you know, that has shown us that it works, that there's an audience for our show. The thorn part is that I don't know about the thorn, because we can also do our show from anywhere, because we just get our computer, and we've been in different places, and from Africa to London to, just
Atlanta,
just everywhere, because we're all doing something different, and we get to do things. And so this has been a lot of fun and educational for all of us. So I think, you take the good and the bad with everything, but we mostly make it good.
Oh, well, I'd say a thorn. Where the hell is our Emmy? Because I think at this point we deserve one.
Bam!
Season 4. You said it, Claudia. All right, ladies, I know that you have to wrap, so thank you so much. It was so fun to be able to speak with the queens, and I hope we get to do this again when we're all together. As we can see, we're missing one, and next time we'll all be together.
Yeah.
But thank you so much, and have a great show.
Good job,
All
Adam.
right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, ladies.
Bye. All right.
All right, you guys, what a great conversation with the queens from Fox Soul, Vivica, Claudia, and LisaRaye. That was amazing. I could have talked those ladies' ears off for forever. And I love the way that they are so vulnerable and open up. Hopefully we get to do this again. But if you loved it, go check them out on Fox Soul. You don't want to miss them. Cocktails with Queens. And don't forget to smash that like button. If you're not subscribed over here, get subscribed. And we'll see you next time. Love you guys. Bye.